I got lucky.
About?
I think I got lucky having a wife that takes being a wife so seriously.
I don't
And
think you got lucky, but go ahead.
not lucky. Not lucky. I had to do my part. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
But I think I'm very fortunate to have a wife that literally loves supporting me and being there for me. And I wonder why. Why do you take that role of being my wife so seriously?
Because I love you. Like, I really love you so much. And I don't only love you as my husband. Like, I love you as, like, just a human being. Like, you're super, super dope. And I want to see you win. So as being your wife, I'm like, you know what? How can I make sure that whatever my husband wants to do, I can help him bring whatever it is to life? So, yeah, it's really just because I love you and I think you're really dope. And I think the world needs to see that. The people you want to serve need to see that.
Mm-hmm.
And however I can help you make that happen is I'm willing to do.
Do you feel a lot of pressure because of that?
Absolutely.
Why is that?
Because it forces me to step up. It forces me to grow in areas I don't think I'm fully ready to grow in, but it's okay because it serves a bigger purpose for myself and for you.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it is pressure, a lot of pressure because you're a big dreamer, you're a visionary, and you want to do some big shit. Like, honestly, like you want to do some big shit, and I'm just like, whoo, God help me be the wife He needs and wants to bring this stuff to life.
I love that for me.
Yeah, I love that for me too.
I had made a post, man, and I'm pretty sure I spoke about it a couple of times that we really didn't know how to be husband and wife,
Oof.
in the beginning. Like, I didn't know how to be a husband. You didn't know how to be a wife or
Right.
each other's, spouse.
Yeah.
And in the beginning, man, we were really just trying to create something meaningful for us.
Yeah, absolutely.
But what would you say are some of the things that you've learned now compared to in the beginning when we didn't know anything about being, you didn't know anything about being a wife? Again, specifically my wife,
Of
because
course.
I think sometimes what a lot of people do is they overgeneralize things. And when you step away, when you try to overgeneralize things and you step away from principles, your message can be damaging. Because when you stay in principles, it's universal truths.
Okay.
But the individuals have to learn how to apply those truths.
Right. Okay.
How to apply those principles. So, and what I'm asking you is more like, how did you learn how to be a wife for me? Because that's what I needed in our marriage. Like, how did you learn how to become the wife that I need?
Listen, I think that is a thing I'm still like, I think I got some shit figured out, but I think I'm still like, I'm always learning how to be the wife that you need because you're constantly evolving. So I have to constantly evolve as your wife and as an individual and as your wife. But how did I become this wife for you? It just had. I would say that I loved you so much. I feel like I've said this already. Like, I love you so much, and I just wanted to support you. Like, I don't even think there's any like deep answer to say here. It's just I want to support you and I want to be here for you through everything. Because one, you're my best friend. Like, and I just want to support you in whatever you want to do in life. But I don't know how to explain how to be a wife. Like how I am your wife. It's like hard to put into words.
You know what though? Like, I think it's one of those things that people overcomplicate the uncomplicated.
Yeah.
It's not a lot of deep words. Because
I don't think so.
I think the more you try to make it sound deep, the harder you make it to really be able to be received by people on the other side.
Yeah.
Because even in the same, me answering the same question, boss, I just freaking adore my wife.
Yeah.
I genuinely adore my wife. And I want to be the best husband, the best father. I want to take care of her. I want to serve her. I want my wife to brag on the type of man that I am for her. And I take pride in that.
Yeah.
I take pride in being the best husband that I can be for my wife.
Yeah.
And that's really it. Like, that is literally it. And sometimes, even when I do things that I don't feel like doing that I do for you, I do it anyway because I want to be the best husband possible for my wife.
Right.
Period.
Yeah.
And I know that me overcoming myself and not doing things that I don't want to do still takes me to that next level.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, I show up for her.
Yeah.
When she needs certain things, when she asks me for certain things or asks me to do certain things, I show up. I take pride in it.
Yeah.
And it's really not that complicated. Like, that's it.
Right. Yeah, I know. Like, for me, I take pride when you're like, oh no, my wife handles this. Oh, my wife helped me do this, or my wife gave me this idea. I'm like, yes, I did. Yeah. You know, like I take pride in that, or my wife supports me in this way, or like, you damn right I do. Like, I take pride in that. So I don't know how to explain my role as a wife. It's just who I am for you. Like, and I've just been there. Like, it's about to be 10 years married. Like, I don't know how not to be your wife. Like, I don't know how to explain that particular role to anybody.
You know what? You want to hear something funny?
What?
One of my greatest little experiences that I have inside of our relationship. I like when we got to like take care of business and handle certain stuff. And somebody comes to me with paperwork and asks us to fill it out. And I just be like, my wife do that. I get such pride in those moments by not having to like sign my name or write out our address. At one point in time, I had forgot my social. I had forgot so much information. My wife fills out all the paperwork. And I get such joy just stepping back and being like, she got it.
You spoiled.
And it might sound stupid, but that is something that I genuinely appreciate. I'm like, this is great.
She got it.
She got it. And call it what a mother want, but like knowing that you got somebody that could just like, all right, babe, this is what it is. All right, this is what you like. All right. She knows up.
Yeah. No, I don't think anything's wrong with that. Sure.
Or you go out to brunch or a restaurant or whatever, and then you hit me up and I be like, you know what I like. Like, just simple stuff.
Yeah.
Like, it seems small.
You low-key spoiled, babe. Because anytime I go to brunch with the girls or anything, I'm always bringing you a to-go plate. Like, why do I do that?
Call it what you want.
Like, babe, I always text you, babe, this is the restaurant I'm at. Tell me what you want so I can order it to go. You spoiled.
I love it here. Yes, I do. I love it here. These are the things that I look forward to in my role as a husband. These are those things.
You're so silly.
It's beautiful on this side.
There's those small things that just do it for you.
It is. It's like real, like little prideful moments. Like I just like that little stuff. But that's literally the equivalent of, babe, my tire is going down or something like that. And I just pull up and I'm like, all right, I got it.
Yeah.
Thank you, babe. And like,
yeah,
you're like, my man, he do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like little, and it's not even nothing crazy. It's just like little prideful moments that you get where like you got somebody that's just gonna come to the rescue.
Oh yeah, I take pride in not having to pump my own gas. Like, yes, because I hate pumping gas. It just sucks. So yeah, my man takes my car to go put gas in it.
I love that for you.
But yeah, I love being your wife. I think it's dope.
What's the hardest thing about being a wife? If you had to sum that up in a few words, like what would you say is some of the most hardest or difficult things?
I think the hardest thing for being like your wife is the internal pressure that I put on myself because you want to do big things. And it's like, okay, well, making sure that I'm pushing myself to be the person you need me to be for this stuff to come along. I feel like I keep repeating the same shit. Like I really do. Like, keep repeating the same shit. Like, that's really the hardest thing about being your wife is being that support that you need. You know, when you feel like the world is just like against you, it's like, okay, well, how can I support him from here and push him to keep going regardless of what's happening? So I think that's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it, baby.
Yeah. But I don't think like anything else I do is like hard.
Yeah.
As being your wife. Yeah. I don't think our marriage is hard. Like, I've never thought that our marriage itself is hard. Has life been hard? Absolutely. Like, life does what life does.
Yeah.
But being your wife has never been hard. Yeah. So I'm sorry if I sucked at answering that question, but it's just
didn't, man. Like,
yeah, it's just
it's honest.
Yeah, I was really trying to look for it. Like,
I mean, because people always talk about, like marriage being hard and all this other stuff, whatever. Like, I ain't never really been able to relate.
Yeah.
I'm like, being married to my wife is not difficult. It's not hard.
Mm-hmm.
So I get it. Like, it just ain't a whole lot of words to follow that.
Yeah.
Again, like, I know some people, they argue and have a lot of conflicts or whatever. But I really think, man, the reason why our marriage has been so different is really just because we're so involved with each other on working toward the same things together.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we don't have division in what's important to us. Mm-hmm. And anything that's important to me is typically very important to you. Mm-hmm. Anything that's important to you is very important to me.
We make sure of that.
Exactly. Yeah. So supporting you is extremely important to me. Mm-hmm. There's things that my wife wants to do. That is important to me. The moment she says that she wants to do X, I am just as invested in whatever that is as she is, as much as I can be. And you've always been the same thing. So there's never no conflict. Right. The things that are equally important to us, we got each other's back. And anytime there's criticism or feedback or whatever the case may be, it always comes from a place of love. So we don't argue. Mm. And if there's a moment where things kind of get worked up, my first thought is always, maybe, am I communicating the message well? Mm. Am I trying to get a message across that's not landing well? Am I saying this thing properly? Mm. But I'm just trying to be able to make sure that I can either get you to a place of understanding, or sometimes I just realize that maybe this is a thing that she just may not understand, and vice versa. Mm. And I can be okay with that. Mm. I can be okay with you not understanding or me not understanding certain things. I don't have to understand to care.
Right.
We can voice each other's opinion and not understand at all. Yeah. And not have to argue. Yeah. I understand that it means a lot to you.
Yeah, that's what's important.
Period. Like, we don't have to argue. Yeah. I might not get it, but I see that whatever this is, it means a lot to you. Mm. All right. You voice what you feel about it. All right, babe, I got you. Mm-hmm. I'll take that in. And if I got more thoughts on it later, I'll share it with you. But I ain't finna be going back and forth with you. I'm not finna do that.
We used to argue. You've never argued with me. I argue. I'm the one.
You argue with yourself.
I be arguing and he be looking at me like, okay, you're pretty heated right now. All right. But you've always been like super calm. Like, even when I'm like mad or yelling or whatever, because we know sometimes I just get really worked up. Like, we ain't gonna pay no fake ass shit. Like, I don't get loud. I do. I get loud.
you-
I get really, because I'm really emotional. I am. But you don't get that way. Like, you've never been the type of man to argue with me. Like, and I think that shit is so dope, because I've seen that a lot where men will argue with women, and I'm like, ew.
I refuse to argue with a woman. Like, I genuinely refuse. I genuinely refuse to argue with a woman, especially my wife.
Yeah.
I'm not about to do that. For one, I already know I can't win. And then for two, why?
Yeah.
Why? Like, why would I try to convince somebody to believe what I believe?
Yeah.
I don't need you to. If I believe it,
Yeah.
I don't need you to believe it.
Yeah.
And then if there's a break in communication, I understand, one, maybe emotions are high. Mm-hmm. Maybe the message could be communicated a little bit better.
Yeah.
Or maybe it ain't even a worthwhile conversation or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just know there's never a moment to where I can justify a reason to argue. Mm-hmm. I don't get that.
Yeah.
It just does not make sense in my mind, because whoever wins, the other person loses. Mm-hmm. And if the other person loses, we both lose.
Yeah. But not saying like just because we don't argue that there's no conflict. Like, we're two different people, like, living our own human experience, and we've decided to be together as one. So there's gonna be conflict, like, because life be life and whatever, and doing this thing. But there's gonna be conflict. But there's a way to resolve conflict in a way to where it's not arguments.
Yeah, like even in our most, I don't want to say heated disagreements or whatever, but anytime we've had like those moments like that, I much rather just fall back and talk about it later, because something right now ain't going well.
Right.
And I care more about us having harmony than I do about being right.
Yeah.
And if I can't communicate a message to you well, I would rather just try to find another way to communicate it.
Yeah.
Period. Like, I would rather do that, like, break communication, try to find a better way to say it to you, or maybe I need to, like, just retreat for a minute, get my thoughts together, and reevaluate the way that I was saying something. I just think there's a better way.
Yeah.
Rather than me just trying to argue with my wife, because my opinion of argument is forced beliefs. I don't do that in business.
Right.
I don't want nobody. I'm not trying to force you to believe nothing that I believe. I'm not trying to force you to take my side or whatever. I don't want you to do that, because if you do it, if I can communicate something and you receive it openly with open arms and an open mind, we can work together.
Yeah.
Same thing with you. If you have to communicate something to me and I can receive it, there's harmony there. But forcing, even if you decide to take on what I'm saying, internally, there's still going to be conflict.
Yeah.
There's still going to be a divide. You're probably going to feel belittled or whatever. I don't know. But the fact that I don't know is still a problem. And I don't see a way to win in that.
I know something that's dope, that I think is dope about you, and I've said this before in our content, is that you let me get out my emotions and you don't get offended. Like, if I'm like yelling or my tone is kind of off, you don't get offended and feel like you gotta like come at me, because a lot of the times, I ain't gonna say sometimes, most of the time when I'm getting like worked up like that, it's usually because I'm frustrated at myself for not being able to communicate it in the way that I need to for you to understand. It's never like at you, it's like at me, but I can't yell at myself. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you being able to understand that about me. And I mean, shoot, we've been together 12 years. So of course, at this point, you know, that's kind of like my thing. But I appreciate you being able to let me just get it out. And then I'd be like, babe, just let me flow. Just let me say it. Just let me say how I need to say it. And then I'll come back. And luckily, you know, I'm not a disrespectful person. So it's never no like disrespect. It's just like, sometimes I got to yell and cry and whatever. And you give me the space to do that. And I'm grateful for that. I don't feel like I ever have to like bottle up my emotions and say, let me make sure I say this the perfect way so he can understand. It's like, no, like, get it out raw and then come back, analyze what I said. How did you hear me say this? And then we just have a dialogue that way. And I think that shit is so dope. And I think you got to be emotionally mature to like handle that type of conversation or communication style, because I don't know, I just get worked up sometimes.
Yeah. And what's funny is like, I know that even when things can kind of get a little worked up in our conversations, something I always tell myself is, this shit is getting funky, but I know my wife loves me. I don't really know where to go with this, or I don't really know what the right answer is or how to address this. But I know that behind whatever frustration she got, she loves me, even if this is coming across a little bit crazy.
Yeah.
But I ain't finna like spike this moment saying some bull crap or retaliating towards you like with my, I don't know, unorganized thoughts or beliefs or opinions when I already don't even know if I'm already unsure where you're coming from or whatever the case may be. She just might need to get something out. That's all right. I can be all right with that. Like, I don't have to match her energy.
Yeah.
I don't need to match her energy in order for me to be able to get my point across to you or to be able to receive what you're saying to me. Like, I don't.
Yeah. And a man matching a woman's energy is kind of weird.
It's stupid.
But you know, we got,
that's highly opinion, but highly aggressive opinion maybe.
Yeah.
Nah, boss, I'm not doing that.
Yeah. But I think that's dope in itself.
Yeah.
I think it's actually very sexy.
Thank you.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah. People do weird stuff out here, but I ain't.
They do, yeah.
But you're a dope wife, baby. And I think that.
I know that.
I know you know.
I work really hard.
You do. You do it on purpose.
Yeah, very on purpose about being your wife.
And I love it. Thank you for being the wife that you are to me. And I want you to know that I'm grateful. Because I know being my wife can't be the easiest job. I'm very well aware of that.
But I wouldn't have it any other way.
Same here, baby. I only want to be your husband.
I know. We're not doing this shit again. I'm not doing it again.
Not doing this marriage thing twice.
Yeah, when you stuck with me.
Yeah, not doing it twice.
You are stuck.
It takes way too much effort to be intentional in a marriage. Not doing this twice. So it's to the casket drop and then beyond.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yes.
So hope you can deal with that.
I've made peace with it. And I'm completely okay with it. Like loving you, caring for you, supporting you, being there for you. All of that takes way too much effort. And the idea of starting over and having to do that with another person around too, ain't no freaking way.
No way.
This is it. I'm giving you the best of who I am until the last breath of me and beyond. Same. Because I cannot mentally and emotionally do this a second time. Same. I'm giving you my everything. There's nothing hidden or reserved in me that I haven't given you or that I won't give you. So it has to work. Has to. I'll do whatever self-work I need to do until the end of me. But this gotta work. Got to.
It is.
It is. And it's still working. It is. And it's, something I joyfully do.
Yeah, people will say, like, what they say, the first, 3 years of the honeymoon phase?
Yeah.
I'm like, we never left the honeymoon phase. So
girl, I ain't left the honeymoon phase with you since the day I met you.
We wasn't even together.
Okay, well, since the first few moments of us spending time together, I've never left the honeymoon phase with you. Here we are 12 years later, coming up on 13. And I still haven't left the honeymoon phase. And I'm pretty sure it's gonna be like this forever. Even in our worst times, like, I still felt like this was still the honeymoon phase. Like, because it's not dictated by any one moment.
Yeah.
Or a life circumstance. It's like, bro, this stuff is temporary. Yeah. Like, no, like, I still am passionately in love and crazy about my wife. Like, that's not something that just goes away. Not to
Right.
me.
Right.
Yeah, not with the effort I put into this. Like, no, like that don't just go away. It's only getting better.
That's a fact.
Honeymoon phase. Psych, bro. Honeymoon life.
Period. Honeymoon marriage. Just
Right.
in
Honeymoon
general.
marriage. Like, it's just as amazing and only getting better.
No, our marriage has only gotten better. Like that's an actual fact. Like it's only gotten. I think I was just telling you this the other day. Like even my views on marriage has only like deepened as we've evolved.
Yeah.
Like my love for you has deepened. Like I feel more in a honeymoon phase now than when we first got married.
Big facts.
Yeah.
I want everybody to get some of this in their own way.
Yeah.
Like marriage like this, I think everybody needs to have this in their own way.
Yeah.
Like, because man, the honeymoon era does not ever have to end.
Right.
When you are doing it with somebody you genuinely love, care about, and enjoy, period. Like, I just enjoy you.
Yeah. What's funny is some people have said in our comments, they'll be like, yeah, y'all are happy like that until you have kids. I'm like, bro, we got a kid and a dog. We still happy. Like that ain't got a kid,
like,
a kid and a dog in life are not going to dictate how our marriage goes. Like it's just not.
Yeah, it's like, and all that is external stuff,
Exactly.
bro. Like our relationship is internal.
Woo! It did.